You're watching TigerVision presented by Conley Buick GMC on PalmettoTigers.com. TigerVision is made possible in part by Conley Buick GMC, where we treat you like family. Proudly serving Manatee County since 1966. Garrett Richard, workers' compensation and payroll solutions for construction, agriculture, and high-risk companies. Clicking Spree, where we put your business on a clicking spree. DeVito's Auto Repair. For quality auto repair, visit DeVito's Auto, serving satisfied customers since 1978. Keaton's Office and Art Supply. Real, fast service, serving the business needs of the community since 1951. North Manatee Realty, serving Palmetto, Ellington Parish, and Manatee County. Richardson Stinton Roofing, locally owned and highly experienced. Richardson Stinton Roofing. Rico's Pizzeria and Pasta House. Rico's now has a Palmetto location on 8th Avenue. Boyd Insurance and Investment Services, winner of the People's Choice for the best insurance agency in Manatee County for 8 years in a row. Remedy Employer Services, our favorite local PEO, providing payroll, services, benefits, and so much more. Superior Asphalt, superior quality, superior service, Superior Asphalt. Ugardi Architecture and Associates, architecture, planning, interiors. Ugardi Architecture and Associates. Kiwanis Club of North Manatee, proudly supporting Palmetto, Ellington Parish, and the surrounding areas. Spartan Air Services, serving Palmetto, Ellington Parish, and Manatee County. Hungry Howie's of Palmetto, come join us to watch the Tigers. Great food and always a great time at Hungry Howie's. Wing House of Ellington, proud sponsor of Palmetto High Sports. Bring your friends and join us for some great wings. We're going to continue after a little break here. We have some, we're going to have the national anthem here. So we're going to pause for the national anthem, rise and remove our hats, and we'll get right back with you.
The Mustang band captain is Sarah Delaire. Joining the Stampede tonight are our Mustang color guard, Mustang Majorettes, cheerleaders, and the Silver Stars dance team. It's Middle School Band Night 2018. We have nearly 200 students, musicians, and directors from Nolan, Hale, and Brady River Middle School bands with us tonight. Please give them a huge round of applause as they perform alongside the Marching Mustangs. Ball team and band are united in their mission to be the best in the land. Join the Stampede. Get those hands clapping with the band as they play the rousing Lakewood Ranch fight song, Hail to the Green, Black and Silver.
Palmetto Tigers, also sponsored by Asa Power, located in Palmetto. We are an electrical contractor with our 25 years of experience. Florida Patio Furniture, Inc., resort-style patio, pool, and patio furniture, designing furniture for your business, home, and garden. TigerVision, presented by Conley Buick GMC. We're going to have the national anthem, and then we'll kick it up with the Manatee County Fair pregame show.
We at Lakewood Ranch High School would like to take this moment to recognize the people who have dedicated their lives to serving this country. We ask that any veterans or current military personnel and their family members here today please stand. Thank you for your service in defending our freedom. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise and remove your hats as we honor these United States of America with the playing of our national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, focus your eyes front and center as we feature our Mustang Majorettes, Allie, Shannon, Cassidy, Mara, and Sam with the hot position of the line.
We are looking live here, broadcasting from Lakewood Ranch High School. Thanks for joining us tonight as the Palmetto Tigers have made the short trip south across that beautiful Manatee River to square off against the Lakewood Ranch Mustangs in this very important 7A in-conference game. I'm Brian Varnador, and I'm joined tonight by my broadcast partners, Mr. Rick Wells, Ken Burton Jr., and our sideline reporter, Tom Porter. Well, gentlemen, here in Florida, the storms have passed, and we have a beautiful, clear night as we prepare for kickoff. With that, I'm going to turn it over to my broadcast partner, Mr. Rick Wells, for his thoughts. Rick?
Hey, good evening, Tiger fans. Kenny and Brian, glad to be back. A week off last week, a bye week for the Tigers. Threw me totally out of my schedule, and I don't know about you two, but I looked hard for something to do last Friday night, could find nothing, and just glad to be back here. Tonight really is, in my opinion, is what I would call a trap game. It's a game that we know on paper we should win. We should win handedly. We know that Lakewood Ranch has really struggled the entire year. They're 0-6. I think, Kenny, you said they're 0-11 up to this point, counting last year. So what I'm looking for tonight is for the Tigers to come out and to dominate and to not be too relaxed. I want them to perform like they did against Sarasota, another team that on paper we should have beaten. We did. We did that with a lot of offensive power, running clock in the second half. And I think that this is really the type of games that we need as we move players around defensively, remembering that Matty Wyatt is going to be a linebacker. He's been there now. This will be his second complete game that he will be starting at linebacker after being moved from the defensive tackle position. So Matty's still getting things figured out. He's doing a tremendous job. We saw Matty make a heck of an interception against Sarasota 2 weeks ago. He was out of bounds, but just the athleticism of that catch was very impressive. And what really impressed me is that he was where he needed to be on the coverage. That's the most important thing, because there's a lot that a linebacker has to do. Offensively, I don't want to jinx us. I just don't see this being an issue tonight. I don't see us struggling at all offensively. I think our running game should overpower this undersized D-line for Lakewood Ranch. I think that our receivers should have plenty of opportunities of breaking free and being open. Kenny?
Yes, this is, as I stated 2 weeks ago, we have three games here, which I consider dress rehearsals, until Venice comes into town 2 weeks from tonight to get ready for them for a shot at the district title. The other thing about, again, for our defense, they've got to learn to play together and feel comfortable with each other. We'll be full strength tonight. Matty will have Reese Lyons there next to him to play, so they'll get to suit up together for the first time. They're playing against a team, yes, this could very well be a trap game. They have lost 11 in a row. They got a brand new coach, Christopher Colton. He coached at Navy for 17 years with offensive line. We're going to see the option tonight. We're going to see the flex bone. So our defense is going to have to play assignment football. They have struggled with it. They can run the ball, but virtually no passing game. So the goal tonight is to make them one-dimensional. And today they have only scored 33 points. Our team can score 33 points in a half. And so what I see happening, if we take care of business, our offense should have a lot of short fields tonight to capitalize with their struggle. 14 of those points were in their first game, so the last half of the season they have scored 19 points.
Yeah, before I turn it back to Rick, I just wanted to pause and thank the athletic director and everyone here at Lakewood Ranch. The facilities are beautiful. Up here in the press box tonight, it says 70 degrees on the air conditioning in our own unit. On our own side, we've got lights, and everyone has been so accommodating. And these are some beautiful facilities here at Lakewood Ranch. You look out there, you see the Jumbotron out there on top of the scoreboard. That's beautiful, and everyone has been just as nice as the field is here. Everyone has just been just as nice to us. I wanted to talk about Johnny Jones. You know, one thing I've been thinking about Johnny Jones, you know, Johnny Jones is the kind of back, and he's running for probably, 5 to 8 yards a carry. Johnny Jones, if he gets the ball 35, 40 times a game, he's the kind of back that's going to run for well over 200 yards. And, that can be frustrating when you have that kind of talent. And, you could carry the ball that much, but with so many weapons out there, I think it really says a lot for Johnny Jones. I see some of the attitudes of some players, even on the pros. I heard about a guy walking off the field tonight, the other night, being paid a lot of money. But the attitude that you have here at Palmetto and even in the community, it's a team. Well, and Rick, I think you've seen that when you're out there and you see these young guys at practice. It's really a team atmosphere at Palmetto.
It really is, guys, and I believe it really starts from the friendships and just the bonds that these kids have built throughout the year, starting at Pop Warner all the way up. I mean, they have been a tight group, from the freshman year up until now, and they know each other well. They play well together. They know what to expect from the guy next to them. I think it's just been a really great experience to be able, for me personally, to be able to see these kids when they were 10, 11, and 12, and always knowing that they were going to be here at Palmetto one day and they were going to be dynamic, and they haven't let me down at all. I think offensively tonight what we will see is we'll see pretty much what we saw against Sarasota, a dominating offensive unit that will probably sit most of the second half because of a running clock. I'll be very surprised. I don't want to jinx us. I'll be very surprised if we don't hit a running clock, sometime in the second half. I think that Johnny Jones will have a huge game tonight. I don't want to disrespect Lakewood Ranch. Lakewood Ranch really has been hurt by talented kids in this district leaving to go elsewhere. And we'll see the same type of issues with Northport next week. Northport kids that should be playing there leaving to go play for Venice. So, I think that's really hurt Lakewood Ranch. They are a very disciplined bunch. They have a great coach. I see him bringing out the maximum from these athletes tonight, and he'll pull everything he can out of them. So it's not going to be a pushover. We still have to come out. You still have to execute, and you got to play smart.
Hey, Ricky, let me jump in real quick here with Coach Marino. Coach, a big win a couple weeks ago. Tigers were firing on all cylinders. Offense looked good. Defense, you guys made some adjustments, and it really paid off in that game. How good did the kids play this week in preparation for this Lakewood Ranch team?
Well, in the bye week, you definitely want to stay healthy and stay sharp. And we did that. We got after each other enough to stay sharp. And we stayed healthy, thank God. We're excited to make this final 4-game stretch towards the playoffs. So,
on paper, we should be able to handle the Lakewood Ranch team, but that's not always how it works out. How do you keep the kids focused in preparation for this team, not looking past the Lakewood Ranch?
Well, this game's a game of respect. So, you always want to go out and earn respect. And so no matter what your records are and all that other stuff, it really doesn't matter. You want to go and beat the guy in front of you every play. And if our kids do that, then we should have success. If we don't, then no matter who you play, this game's a battle of will just as much as it is skill, if not more. So our kids understand that, and they'll come out and play hard tonight.
Talking about that defense from 2 weeks ago, the adjustments made, Matty White at linebacker, some of those other moves you guys made, will we see that again tonight?
Oh, absolutely. Those kids have earned what they showed us in practice. We made the moves, and that's what it starts with. Before you start getting into X's and O's and scheme, you better have a good evaluation of your personnel. And we did that, and we've made changes, and now we'll be getting Reese Lyons back healthy, so that's going to even bolster us even more. It's going to create more competition. Guys are going to be fighting and playing at a higher level of intensity because they want to stay on the field. So, yeah, you should see a much more inspired defense than you did last week.
All right, Coach, good luck in the first half. Tiger fans, you guys were just talking about the atmosphere here, what a beautiful facility this is for the fans. The weather, I can't say enough about the weather tonight. The humidity has dropped drastically, and everything is it's like 75 degrees out here and comfortable. It's a great night for football. The fans are excited, and the smoke is about to choke me out, so I'm going to send it back to you.
Thank you for that Rico sideline delivery from Tom Porter. Great job out there, Tom. And the fog machines down there, there's smoke all over the field. Looks like Coach Dan Wynn has once again won the fog contest, the fog battle pregame.
The fog man comes through again.
So the captains tonight, I know you were watching that on the field. Reese Lyons, number 5, Derek Marino, Johnny Jones, and Anthony Marino out there, the captains tonight. Lakewood Ranch won the toss, elected to defer, and is kicking off to the Tigers.
So real quick, I want to say that Devion Cummings, number 41, if you remember, he played in place of Reese Lyons against Sarasota. We saw the type of dynamic plays that he made. I don't know where he's going to fit in. I don't know what they'll do, but I guarantee you that Devion Cummings is going to be on the field somewhere tonight, because he's another playmaker that is pretty versatile, and where he can play safety, he can play corner, he can play linebacker. So look for him to continue to dominate as he becomes a vital part of this defense for the Tigers.
Coach Marino was telling me before the game that there are 14 guys fighting for the 11 spots on the defense, and so that he's one of them.
All right, now Gonzalez is going to approach this one and kick it off, get a kick out, a good service from DeVito's Auto, and I think I was opening the door here in the press box, and I missed that the actual toss was won by the Tigers, and they did defer, so the Tigers will be kicking this one off. All right, the Lakewood Ranch returners are back there waiting on the goal line for this one. Whistle is blown, high kick. It's going to be caught there at the half-yard line, taking it up to the 5. He's at the 10, looking for the middle of the field. He's got it to the 20-yard line. There's the returner.
So the first thing that you're going to notice is just really the advantage we're going to have on the D-line. I believe this is something that we're not used to. You know, Sarasota was not that big, but really this should be an area tonight where the defensive line of the Tigers are able to get that push and really just kind of disrupt the entire offensive scheme here for Lakewood Ranch.
Yeah, they only had 3 guys weighing over 240 on the roster that I saw.
So Lakewood Ranch starts right at that 20-yard line. Palmetto defense out there with, looks like single high safety coverage, and Lakewood Ranch with 2 receivers on both sides of the formation. False start out there by the receiver, no call. Looks like that's Lewis Morrell officiating over there on the sideline. There's a familiar body type. Lakewood Ranch quarterback takes it, and big hit by Rumpf in the middle of the field. And it was a fake quarterback keep, and he gets tackled after about a 2-yard gain. Yeah, I credit the coach from Lakewood Ranch running the flex bone, running the option, gives you an advantage. If you're understaffed and talented, it levels the playing field. So we're going to see a lot of this tonight. All right, Lakewood Ranch single back in the backfield, looking things over. Plenty of time here on the clock. 11 minutes and 25 seconds remain here in the first quarter. Lakewood Ranch quarterback is George Davis back there. So there was a flag. It was an encroachment on the Tigers' 5-yard penalty.
And once again, you know, we talk about this every week, but the mental mistakes have to be eliminated. That's just not going to cut it, especially when we start playing these teams in Venice and into the playoffs.
Davis checks on the line of scrimmage, checking things over. Nice size tailback in the backfield, 2 receivers on each side. This time he throws a little tunnel out, but nobody open out there. Incomplete pass, so it's going to be a 2nd and 10.
Yeah, that miscommunication there, Kenny.
Yes, that running back is actually number 85, Drake Thuriot. He's considered a tight end and a defensive end and long snapper, but he is their feature running back, and he's lined up at quarterback at times.
Yeah, he's a nice
6'3", 215,
yeah,
big
looks
kid.
about like Tim Tebow as a high school player.
Yes.
Looks like that. Now he gets the ball out of the backfield. Number 85 takes it, and nice tackle there is by number 9 coming in to Phil Ellison Bradley with a nice tackle.
Just got to play assignment football tonight. Watch the quarterback with his reads.
Yeah, like you said earlier, Kenny, this is always giving us problems. I don't care who we play, because we're so aggressive that we automatically will go to the tailback, and you really got to stay in control of your assignment.
Hands it out there, and this time he's got a receiver, goes down to catch. He's down right there. Don't hit him. All right, so that'll bring up a punting situation for Lakewood Ranch. Throw was just a little bit low out there to catch that one was Michael Cucci. Now there's a connection. There's a family name I recognize.
Yeah, actually the cousin of of the Coochie coaches here at Palmetto, and we wanted to shout his name out. And we got Coochies all over the place. We can never keep up with them, and they are.
There's always a Coochie around somewhere.
I mean,
They're all over the place.
Great athletic family, I tell you that.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Good family.
You never want to get into a wrestling match with anybody locally that has that last name. I can tell you that. Now there's a punt, and that's a nice punt, and it's short but very high. And it's going to be downed at the 39-yard, right up almost the 40-yard line there.
Just like I had said in the pregame, we're hoping to get a lot of 3-and-outs and some good field position. We're starting on the 40, and let's see what our offense can do tonight.
And really, no disrespect to Lakewood Ranch, because we know that they play hard and they play assignment football, but just the size of this defensive line compared to what they are going to be in front of, just a massive disadvantage, guys.
And really, normally on the sideline, you'll see 2 or 3 of the aluminum benches put together. There's only one aluminum bench on the sideline out there behind the team, so it shows that there's not much depth on this team. A lot of players playing both ways. Johnny Jones cuts it up inside, runs for about a 2-yard gain, and nice play there by Mike linebacker, and that's going to be number 21, which is Rory Atkins over there, coming up to make a solid tackle.
We met his dad tonight. He's the president of their football booster club and was so proud of the field. It's so immaculately been striped.
And so now that's a gain of 3 for Johnny Jones. And now Johnny takes it and breaks a tackle, goes for a nice little gain on that. So it's going to bring up a 3rd and short. So pretty good defense there by that Lakewood Ranch defense.
Yeah, really good job of getting off the block and, making a play, and almost had him behind the line of scrimmage. So one thing that's going to irritate Coach Coochie, if this offensive line does not dominate tonight, I mean, he will be very upset, because they should be pushing these guys off of the line of scrimmage. And right now we're not seeing a lot of it, Kenny.
Yeah, the size advantage is incredible when you're looking out there. Throws it out there to DeJounte Wester, shakes the tackle. He's down the boundary, and now he's splitting them. He's at the 30, the 20, the 10, and tackled at the 2-yard line. So great run there.
That's going to be Bubba Butler. Yes, right.
Well, when you can do that whenever you want, you can work on that running game and work out your kinks and wear that small defensive line down. Look at him move.
Really, that looked like a check too. The safety out there was playing very soft in the coverage and looked like just backed up. Those guys are so hard to guard, but we'll talk about that after the play. Marino takes it. Johnny Jones running. Easy sledding. He's in the end zone for the score. So your Palmetto Tigers lead this one 6-0 with 8:17 on the clock.
So they run 4 or 5 plays, 60 yards, and easily run in the end zone.
Here's your North Manatee Realty replay. Johnny Jones. Well, Tom, what did you think about that first series down there on the field?
Well, Brian, you guys said it. The size difference, I don't know what you can see from up there, but when our offensive line ran on the field, I just looked at Robbie Stevens and I said, oh, my. I mean, it's a drastic difference. And, that defense will hold up a little bit early in the game, but, boy, when we get to the 3rd and 4th quarter, that might be rough. It might be a rough situation for that defensive line. So hopefully Palmetto can grind them out, and we can get some good offensive plays in here, get our defense working, and hold this Lakewood Ranch team to a shutout. That would be nice. We'll see what happens.
All right, thank you for that sideline delivery from Tom Porter. And we wanted to say on the extra point there, great snap by Nickel, spot by Marino, kick by Gonzalez. So a nice-looking conversion out there. Your Palmetto Tigers lead this one 7-0, 8:17 in the first quarter.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a heavy run dose here and pass when we need to. Just to you take advantages of mismatches, and it's so painfully obvious. But to do that, to wear them down so that we can take care of business here and shore up everything, and off to a great start, gentlemen.
So Joey Riley and Michael Coochie are back there. They're going to field this kick from Gonzalez. Get a kick out of great service with DeVito's Auto in Ellington. There is the ball fielded there, and that's going to be Riley at the 10-yard line looking for a crease, And big tackle there. He's at the 18-yard line. It's a good kick and pretty good coverage for that Palmetto Tiger unit.
Yeah, make them have to go 80 yards. I don't know if he deliberately kicked it in the corner, but a lot of times when you have a middle return, you got your kick returner running diagonally to get behind his blockers, and the quickest way to score is north and south.
All right, George Davis, and he has big Drake throw in the backfield with him. Davis is waiting the snap, checking the line of scrimmage. Throws a nice size back, kind of a
like a tight end almost.
He's a Tim Tebow back there. He's about that size.
Two receivers wide. Little stack formation over here on this side of the field. Now they come into a single wing formation, one back in the backfield. They fake the handoff, and the quarterback keeps it. Nobody to pitch to, and he goes for a loss on play. It looked like there was a little confusion.
Yeah, when you're running the triple option, you got to have that. Usually it's that wing back on the far side. You're running in motion to create that third option, but nobody was there. Yeah, definitely.
They seem to have a little miscommunication from that entire play from start to finish.
Yes.
So that backs him up. About a half-yard loss on the play. Davis looks at it. And he's looking things over. And it's interesting. The big cushion over here on two receivers in the stack formation on the left side of the field. And there's that slot back. Now slides over from the flanker position, comes across. There's your pitch look right there. Quarterback keeps it. That's what they wanted to run the last time. But still, good defense by your Palmetto Tigers.
Yeah, it was a good job there by Charles Miller. Came around from the left defensive end position and came all the way over to make that play. And that's what you're going to see. The big difference is going to be the speed of this defense and how fast they react.
Davis looks, throws it out there. Pretty good coverage by Derek Marine over there, but they're going to be a flag.
Wow.
So that's going to be a first down. They got.
Oh my goodness!
Not so sure about that one, but that'll be a first down for the Mustangs.
Maybe we can catch that on the replay to see. Maybe.
Well, first of all, that was a late flag. I'm not really sure what he called it.
Pass interference.
It's pass interference, but I don't know what he saw.
Looks like he was flashing his hands in front of him, but he didn't.
Oh,
really.
He kind of stuck his hand, and Marino stuck his hand and gave him a little stiff arm.
Well, there's always going to be a little bit of contact.
Oh yeah,
every single play.
Yeah, every play. Just we get what they're seeing.
So that is the first down. First down of the game for the Mustangs comes on the penalty there. So it's 1st and 10. 6 minutes and 56 seconds remain here in the first. And Lakewood Ranch getting near midfield. They've got it at 35. Now he keeps it on a keeper, and that one is blown up there by Matty Wyatt and Charles Miller.
Yeah, guys, I mean, really their first downs up to this point have come from 2 penalties. And anything else has been stopped by the defensive unit for the Tigers, exactly what we would expect. And I don't know. Maybe the referee felt
they're struggling. The quarterback's even struggling. He can't even do his reads.
So Matty Wyatt and William Rumpf on the tackle there. Great defense for the Tigers. It brings up a second and about 4. Tigers all over the pitch.
Oh, that was a heck of a hit right to the
takes
end.
A big hit, and he's going to be stopped at the original line of scrimmage. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and 10.
And like I said earlier, pregame, they struggle with the pass, and so they're going to put a lot in the box tonight to force them to pass and make them one-dimensional.
Yeah, and until you're accustomed to this offense, you have exchange problems, and that could be the result of some of these big scores that they've allowed when they've played some teams and games.
And we have another offsides on the Tiger defense.
Lining up offsides. That's got to be fixed.
And these little things can hurt you down the line here. Option offense, the big play is what you got to worry about, and you keep giving them chances here.
Oh, boy. Look at that penetration. He just throws it out of there. And Tigers all over that. No chance.
No chance.
Came out in a double wing, right? Come out
right.
Double wing.
Flex bone.
Flex bone. but nobody home. Only one receiver in the route, and there were 4 or 5 Tigers in the backfield. No chance for the quarterback, so he wisely got it out of there and now brings up a punting situation. Now Jonte Wester is back there, always exciting, and punting to him will be Travis Freeman, the kicker. And Travis Freeman, he looks like a punter. Good extension as he's getting loose there.
He's probably had a busy year.
Yeah, he's probably an expert.
Fake,
That's a
fake.
fake. Got a wide open receiver,
open.
and he's at the 50. He's at the 40. He's at the 30. Cuts back, and he's going to be caught by Derek Marino at the 15-yard line. And that play
boy.
is Rory Adkins.
Nice.
Number 21.
Fake. Give credit to the Lakewood Ranch team in their game preparation. There was nobody out there on him. My goodness.
And you know what? And no one was even on top of him at all. No one covered him at all. And that's a missed assignment.
That's a sleeper.
The old sleeper play back in the day. We used to run it all the time, Brian.
At the boys club, you go over there on the sideline, act like there's a sand spur in your bare foot, and the next thing you know, you're wide open into the green. And they got us on the old sleeper play. Yeah, I think he came over to the sideline, acted like he was talking to one of the coaches.
You have to come out of the huddle, but you tell hurry up, get off. We got too many men on the field, and they're
going to call it because that's exactly what happened. And luckily, Coach Marino and the coaching staff were on top of it. And I don't know how they convinced the ref to come out of the flag, but I don't know if they actually saw it though, Kenny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost as he crept off the sideline, but I know we're not going to have a replay all the way back there, but one of my favorite boys club plays right there.
And the
right
upback made a great throw, but it wasn't the best throw. He had to wait for it, but if he'd have let him a little bit, he had an easy touchdown.
That was classic here at Lakewood Ranch because the public address announcer, that's his dad. So Rory Atkins and his dad, Mr. Atkins, I talked to him. He's doing the public address, and he kind of got choked up when he was calling out the name of his son. Rick, you can kind of relate to that one, can't you?
I can, and it's a shame. And the coach for Lakewood Ranch is trying to plead his case, and I'm not really sure if he's not correct because none of us really know if the kid came.
You have to come out of the huddle.
Right.
I would really think that they're guessing. You come out of the huddle, act like you're running off the field, and if you
and we don't really know if that didn't happen.
Yeah, we don't.
Brian, the official call they're saying is illegal participation.
Well, that's what it would be.
That's illegal participation, but it looked like
that's the official name.
They had 11 in the huddle, and he broke to the sideline, stopped short on the sideline, and that's okay, right? As long as you're coming directly out of the huddle, as long as you're not coming off the side.
You may have to line up on the line of scrimmage depending on how the lines. You got to have so many on the line of scrimmage, but yes.
No matter what, that was a great play.
Oh yeah,
it was a great play.
That was very sneaky.
Very sneaky.
And I like it. I mean, you're 0-6. You're being dominated here. Go ahead and try something just to get your team. Excited and back into this game, and it almost paid off.
You have nothing to lose.
A little more clarification for you guys. The ref just said that the player came off of the sideline, didn't make it inside the numbers, and then went out for the pass.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. Or at least he was sold that by the coaching staff of Palmetto. But that's a big play and great call there. Thank you for clarifying that. That's Rico's sideline delivery from Tom Porter. Punter gets a kickoff, and it's going to be fielded there. Fair catch by Jonte Wester at the 33-yard line. So the Palmetto Tigers will start 4 minutes and 54 seconds here remaining in the first.
And what threw me off about that fake punt was that Coach Robbie, they practice everything, and not to have someone lined up on that really would never happen. I mean, they absolutely know that they have to cover, and they're always prepared for a fake. So that would make sense that he just kind of slid off of the sideline and acted like he was tying his shoe, and then all of a sudden he's wide open.
Yeah, but he came off the bench or the sideline from that area.
And then come off the huddle and never crossed the number. So anyway, we've got the ball back, and we need to see what this offense can do.
First and 10, Marino takes it under center, looks down, wheel route out there, and he throws it out to Kobe Mays, makes a great catch out there at the, let's call it the 34-yard line.
I'll tell you that tonight, I don't know how much they will decide to throw, but there's really no way that these DBs are going to cover Kobe Mays.
Well, both he and Bubba were running down the field simultaneously, wide open. He had his choice.
Nice catch over there. Marino has two receivers out there to the left, one single receiver out here, and that's going to be Wester. And Bubba, look at this. Johnny Jones,
stutter step.
30, 10, 5. Woo. Afterburners, knew that he had the coverage, outran there, and Johnny Jones shows his electric speed on the play.
So two plays on this drive, 65 yards, two big plays, good chunks of yardage, and they're off and running.
So Palmetto Tigers with this 13-0 lead, 4 minutes and 34 seconds remaining here in this first quarter. Nickel is going to snap this one back to Marino. The placement's good. The kick from Gonzalez is up and good. So get a kick out of great service from DeVito's Auto, located in Ellington.
Yeah, we don't really talk about it as much as we should, but Gonzalez has had a very solid year up to this point. His PATs, everything has been spot on. I think he's missed maybe one, if I can recall.
Right.
He hasn't really had a lot of field goal attempts. We haven't put him in some good situations, but you can really tell after that broke ankle and that recovery, he's back to true form.
Just in time for Venice in a couple weeks where we're probably going to need him the most.
So back to receive this one this time. You've got number 10 back there, who is Joey Riley, and then Cucci back there waiting the kick. I expect Gonzalez just to grip it and rip it. Don't expect any squib kick or anything cutesy here. See if he can drive this. I was down there throwing the ball back to him pre-warm-up, and he was kicking it pretty far. He's getting outside of the range.
As far as you were throwing it?
Yeah. He's so Gonzalez rips this one out of there, and it's going to be short, fielded at the 4-yard line there, and that's Cucci running up the middle. Makes a nice move, and then he's going to be tackled there.
Yep, we saw a few of those Cucci moves that we're used to seeing.
Yeah.
He's got that.
And then Reese Lyons there to close that one up. Those are looking like big returns, but only to the 24-yard line here. So
what the problem is, they seem like they're doing everything, but it's just like in a slow speed.
Right.
And they're not getting long returns. They're executing, but they're just not moving fast.
And Gonzalez getting good hang time and height on his kick is contributing to that. And Davis awaits this one under center, and they've got a false start there, so that's going to back them up 5 yards. So 1st and 15 for the Mustangs. You know what? They're getting everything that they possibly can get out of the scene. I've been very impressed with, that there's no quitting these guys. They've come out here tonight to play the game. They don't look scared or intimidated, completely outmatched. But this is a bunch of guys that you would want. If you're going to a fight, you would want a bunch of these young men from Lakewood Ranch, because they're tough. They're not quitters. They're out there and they're playing wide open football against this very aggressive Palmetto Tiger defense.
Well, I think it's you go back to what Coach Marino said, and these kids, it's about respect, and they practice hard all week, just like the Tigers, and they want to come out, they want to play football, and they want to get better.
And so now a little double wing look and changing things up at the line of scrimmage. See if the back gets this one, if Thoreau gets that this time. This time they do hand it to Thoreau, the middle of the field, and he goes for about a 2-yard gain. So it's going to bring up a 3rd and about 6, we'll call it.
Yeah, so what you're seeing is you're really noticing how difficult it is for the Mustangs offensive line to handle the defensive front for the Tigers. And we don't really have a huge D line, but they are very athletic, and they're getting off those blocks and they're just stuffing the holes right away.
Yeah, and they know that they're going to run the ball, so they're just turning loose.
And this is one of the few times that the Tigers are actually equally sized against an offensive line. And Palmetto Tigers stopped that one. So I was looking at the offensive tackle out there to $180. So 180 pounds, 175 pounds. Only 2 players on the team, Ken, as you mentioned, that are over 240 pounds.
Right.
So, they're very undersized Lakewood Ranch team.
Yeah, they actually had a fumble on that play, and Lakewood Ranch was able to recover and brings up another 4th down and another punting situation for Lakewood Ranch. So struggling.
Number 1,
Wester awaits this one. A high kick. It's going to be short. Get out of the way there, Tigers. And takes a bad bounce toward. So that's going to be Palmetto Tiger ball on the 42-yard line. So great field position for the Tigers.
Yeah, another 3 and out. This has been a tale of their season. They have struggled all year to learn this offense and scoring just 33 points and another short field for the Tigers to take advantage of here.
Yeah, when you look over here, we talk about it all the time. This offense, they're so fast, they're so athletic, and they just, continue to burn people with their speed. And it's just going to be hard for this defensive unit for the Mustangs to keep up with them tonight.
So Marino waits, and he sends Butler in motion. And it looks out there, just throws a little bubble out there to Butler, and he's got the edge and more. Now he's all the way, and he's breaking loose to 20. Oh, great cut, touchdown.
Oh, my goodness.
And there's an ankle.
Oh, he's still down.
Let's hope that's not an actual ankle breaker.
That was a hammy stretcher. That was an ankle breaker, hammy stretcher.
Watch this. Amazing. It's just a little bubble screen. Very simple here. One. I missed him there. Missed him there.
This right here. Hello.
Yeah. Oh, ouch. Oh, that one hurt. Oh, my goodness.
He's going to feel that tomorrow. He didn't even make a hit, right?
All the N1 guys basketball with a one like that, they're making having a lot of fun with that one. Again, Bubba Butler continues to impress. Now stoppage of play. Looks like we may have an equipment violation on Gonzalez. May have run out there without his mouthpiece or something.
Kickers have been known to not show up fully prepared. Make sure he's got his pads on and his mouthpiece or chin strap, whatever it was.
So now what do we do?
We have another kicker, I think.
Yeah, Pineda will go out there and kick.
He's going to get his shot here.
Pineda.
You got to be prepared.
I don't see him out there yet. I don't know what we're doing. I guess they're calling a timeout.
May have to take a timeout, force a timeout.
I was at a Florida game with their fantastic kicker a couple years ago. His first football games, he had been a soccer background. I think it was Pineda. And he actually made his first extra point that he made. He had no idea if they were kicking off in the same direction. He thought he was going to be kicking off to the other side of the field because he hadn't been through the process yet. Sometimes the kickers out there, and I was talking to Robbie Stevenson about there early on about how good Billy Pineda had been doing. And he told me he didn't even know how to wear pads 3 days ago. He didn't even know how to put football pads on in the gear, just a week ago. So it's amazing the job that Robbie Stevenson does with the special teams.
Yeah, they're going to have to go for 2 because I think that our kicker is with JV.
That's right. So he played against Manatee last night. So we're going to have to go for 2 here, and that's going to be handed to Corian Brown. Lunging ahead, and they got him stopped.
Doesn't make it. Wow.
So there, the Palmetto Tigers lead 20-0 in this one. 2 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in the first.
Well, that was a one-play drive for 45 yards or so. So we've run 7 plays, 3 scores, and held them to 3 and out. Just kind of what we expected, and I don't see any let up here. They're just cranking along.
Do you think Coach Cucci's over there right now asking the offensive line, how could you not open up a hole?
3 yards.
How could you not open up a hole for us to get that 2-point conversion?
With all
those
he's
backs.
Not happy. With all those backs.
That's right.
And I'm sure Corian was thinking about that too.
You got 50 pounds easy on these guys in front of you, and you can't push them off.
All right, Gonzalez is approaching the ball, get a kick out, a good service with DeVito's auto. The ball falls down there, so he's going to have to re-kick this one again. I think we get one more shot of this, and then we'll have to have a holder out there. Really not – there's a wind tonight.
Yeah, I was just looking at that, Brian. It's a little bit, not enough to blow the ball over, but
it's a beautiful
it
night.
might be a little coming around the stands to kick it up.
And it's a very high kick, and it's going to be fielded at the 10-yard line. That's Cucci again. And he takes a hit there, driving forward, and he's going to be stopped at the 24-yard line. So, nice height on these kicks by Gonzalez tonight. He hasn't kicked him out of the end zone, but he's hanging him up there very high.
Yeah, they're getting a lot of practice on that kickoff team, and what's that, 3 or 4 times now? And each time they have held him inside the 25-yard line.
All right, now in the backfield is Big Throw back there with Davis taking the ball under center. Out here wide is Cucci out on the far boundary. And that's going to be the sleeper back there. That's number 21 who caught the sleeper pass earlier. That's Rory Atkins that is back there at the left wing position, flanker position. And this time he runs the option. Late pitch. Thoreau gets it, and a really nice tackle there. Coming up is Day-Day Hill. Mike Goff.
Man, that Mike Goff. And there's where you see the speed. So he gets around the edge just for a moment, and Mike Goff, the human torpedo, is there to make a good tackle.
And
how
many pounds is he given on the – he's probably got fullback's got 40 pounds on him.
Easy.
And took him down.
But you can, one thing we're seeing is the speed differential is huge tonight in the game. And that play was a well-designed play. Perfect timing on the pitch. It was very late, and still Palmetto Tigers able to close. So, what can you do as a Mustang? Now they throw it out there, and they had a receiver open out there.
Yeah, Day-Day Hill, luckily that throw was low because Day-Day got a little confused on who to cover there, and the receiver was wide open. He was supposed to take the wide out, and he was actually taking the inside receiver.
Yeah, because Reese Lyon dropped out of coverage. It was a 2-for-1 over there. So Hill
it's like that now.
He just figured it out coming out of that little bunch stack formation over there. And Palmetto's offsides. It's going to be a 5-yard penalty. That's number 3.
So this is where okay. So right now we'll be able to make this up. So still, it's a 5-yard penalty. When we're playing Venice here in 2 weeks, we cannot have this. I don't know why. This has been an issue all year, and we talked about this. I don't know why they can't sit there and watch the ball.
Yeah, it's something that we've cleaned up recently, and here it's back again. Now there's a late pitch, and Charles Miller is back. Ball's on the ground. Goff was involved in the play, and that's going to be Bembry,
John Bembry
taking it for the score. So how about that? Number 74, Big John Bembry with a touchdown. Goff was involved in the play. Let's look at it here on the North Manatee Realty replay. There's Miller.
And there's Bembry on the spot.
Bembry picks it up.
He's fumbling and bumbling and stumbling, but he gets there.
I tell you what, he's pretty fit, pretty fast.
Yes,
pretty fast, and I think he just wound up his big brother, Brian. I don't know if Brian ever scored a touchdown, but John just did.
That's awesome.
That's fantastic. 26 points on the board, 1:09. Bembry with the scoop and score, the beneficiary of a great defensive play there by both Miller and Goff were back there in the backfield on the back.
Hopefully Gonzalez has all of his equipment with him as we try to attempt another PAT.
It has to be pretty obvious. They don't usually worry about the kicker with the equipment.
And the kick is up, and it is good. So get a great kick out of good service over there with DeVito's auto. And Gonzalez puts that one through. Good snap there by Nickel and spot by Marino. Your Palmetto Tigers lead this one, I believe it's 28-0, right, guys?
We didn't get an extra point.
It's 27. It should have been 28.
27, yeah.
Getting back to Bembry,
That's right.
It's just so great to see him score that touchdown. You know, he had that knee injury last year. He fights his way back. He fought so hard, trained so hard all summer to get back here senior year. He's been just a critical part of our defense. He really is the leader of that defensive line, and you know, he's always around the ball.
Yeah, there's no fun in that rehabbing. It's a lonely world, and it could get frustrating. And yes, it's great to see him back and get down there on that knee and scoop that ball up and easily runs into the end zone.
Just remember during spring training, you know, they'd be practicing. He'd be on the sideline running sprints, just trying to rehab.
Gonzalez with the kick, get a good kick out of great service, and that's going to be muffed there by Riley back in the end zone. He's going to down it there. So that'll be Lakewood Ranch Mustangs ball, 1st and 10 from the 20. Now this could get interesting here. You know, the running score clock, it has to be into the second half. We're just at the end of the first quarter here. Now, 1:07 on the clock. What a beautiful clock they have here too, with a
beautiful scoreboard.
Yeah, that's
all digital. Wow.
Fancy.
It's got Tigers up there, Mustangs, not home and visitor.
We need to get one of those at home. I mean, my goodness, our school board, our board is from 1967 or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, they got it after the state championship, so they could put state championship. That was 75.
That's correct.
67, 75. I mean, does it make a difference?
That's old.
That's old.
We can still put the state championship.
That's the
logo
same
on
technology they used to get to the moon.
There's probably no computer chips. If you have an old car
You
like
can't
that,
fix it.
you can ride around without everybody knowing where you are on our
You can't
scoreboard.
even get the bulbs for that thing anymore. You have
No.
to special order from China.
Fellas, it's hard to even look at this scoreboard. The numbers are so bright. Palmetto, I think they're yellow.
Well, they're an extra light in the end zone.
Yeah,
because
you are
bright.
right. Those are LED lights, and they're bright white. It's beautiful. Beautiful scoreboard here. And now
Good job.
coming up,
Good job, Derek Marino.
Derek Marino closing hard on the back there.
There's just
Yeah, I mean, our
just
lights,
can't compete
our
with the
lights are
speed.
double D. They're just double D.
Double D.
Yeah, double D batteries that keep them. I think that we're going to have to work on that, guys. I think that all three of us are just going to have to
Well,
try to
we'll have
find
to go
some
over to
sponsors. We're going to have to get somebody to help us out.
Okay, president of the Booster Club. I just got a text from Bill Britt saying,
He's
hey,
on it.
scoreboard, it's taken care of at Palmetto. I guess that's already in the works.
Oh, my man. Thank you.
All right, so
All right,
very
Bill
good job.
Brett to the
Good job,
rescue.
So at the end of the first quarter, your Palmetto Tigers lead this one 27-0. And pretty much things have gone pretty much as expected here tonight, fellas.
But what I would do here, because we know we're going to continue to dominate, just to give those
take this personal. In 2015, I was diagnosed with triple-negative breast cancer. Grandmothers, mothers, and daughters are being diagnosed every day. This month, we are joining the fight against breast cancer and donating $100 for every vehicle sold. Join me and my family in the fight to defeat breast cancer. Conley Buick GMC, where we treat you like family.
All right, thank you, Tom. We were right in the middle of a commercial with the beautiful Conley family and big supporters and sponsors here for Tiger football. So, you know, I think that we need to get those reserve players in. We need to get those second string so they can at least have some regular clock experience before that second half. And, you know, they're just trying to get a few plays in before the quarter ends. You know how that goes. It goes by quickly when that running clock starts.
All right, single back set, two receivers on each side. Davis looks, he throws it out there and then throws the long ball down the sideline, and the receiver out there, Cucci, ran a hook pattern, so miscommunication on that one. So that brings up a 3rd and 11.
Yeah, and that quarterback, he took a hit, too.
He got up real slow, and
he's coming out now.
They're punting again.
They're punting.
Their punter is probably their top offensive performer. Barton, he's got more yards punting than they probably do offense.
So George Davis was able to take a break on that one. It looks like Wester's back there ready to receive this one. Mike Goff giving good pressure up there. Nice bounce. Check this one out. This is going to be a score. Watch this. Jonte Wester, he's at the 40 and trying to get the edge. Hops over a player, shakes another tackle, and he's tackled there at the 38.
Great coverage
That
by
was
the
really
Mustangs
good, yes.
on that.
It was.
He's a tough one to tackle. Doesn't matter. And they held him. It was close. I mean, he was one step away, Brian, from making it happen. But they hung in there. Hey, we got some stats from Atlanta.
All right, from our Atlanta studios, from Steven Johnson there. First quarter stats for your Palmetto Tigers, 45 rushing yards. Lakewood Ranch has 21 rushing yards. Palmetto Tiger passing offense 124. Lakewood Ranch with 1. And so the Palmetto Tigers dominating this one statistically, and the big turnover and scoop and score by John Brimberry. Now here's the option there, pitched wide, and that's Jonte Wester, and he goes to the 36-yard line. So that's a big gain on the play.
Guys, there was no one there on the left side of that.
Well, if you have running backs that can move like that on the option.
But there was no one on the edge there. Here's the replay.
Yeah, the end number 7 went inside. Yeah, there wasn't anybody there.
Now a little bubble out there. Oh, Butler. And
look at that.
Oh,
looks like Mike Allstott.
Oh, boy, there's a flag on the field, so there's going to be a block in the back over there on the initial block. You know, I didn't know it's a holding on the Tigers, so that one's going to come back. But check this one out on the North Manatee Realty replay. I'll tell you this. Tonight, you know, Bubba's been nursing an ankle, and it's a nice dry track here. He's right as rain tonight. Check these moves out.
Oh. And gets a little stiff arm and runs over the guy. Wow.
He's something.
I'm not sure who the hold was on. Maybe number 65, possibly. I couldn't.
No, it
tell.
looked like the receiver out here to the right side. Was
Okay.
holding.
You would think. Okay, so we got Kobe Mays out there to the right side of the field. Jonte Wester over here in the slot. Marina runs the option again, gets a good block out there by Butler, and that's going to be an excellent gain. Corian Brown, and gets a lot of that yardage back. You know that Butler, Bubba Butler, number 6 for you folks at home. He blows some people up on some blocks.
And he's not the biggest guy either, but he'll take them on. It doesn't
like a
matter.
little bowling ball.
And that's so great to see a talented receiving corps do this. Now Corian Brown running hard and breaking tackles, and he's in for the score. Great run, Corian Brown. You know, I talked to Corian before the game, and I was talking to him about speed, and Corian has a bunch of speed. He runs the 100-yard, he runs the 200, he runs the 400. He's a track guy. So you can see some of that track speed there by Corian Brown.
You know, and I think that's the reason that Corian didn't play last year is he just was really concentrating on track. He was training for that, and I'm pretty sure that he played no football at the JV or varsity level last year, and that's why he was kind of new to us when he kind of broke onto the scene all of a sudden. Like, who's this kid?
So the extra point is good by Gonzalez. So, yeah, going back to Corian Brown, you know, I think I was talking to about the 200, and I think he was clocking it at 22 or something like that.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
That's a long way to run fast.
It really is. I mean, think about that.
You know, and I may have the time wrong, but, you know,
it's really good.
A 45 in the 200 would be good for me these days. I mean,
if it was, it's longer than 200 yards, and that's 11 seconds, and he's running some extra yards. So yes,
and throw a curve in there. You know, the whole
running a curve,
not a straight line.
Yes.
So. But Palmetto Tigers cruising in this one, 34-0, 10 minutes and 27 seconds on the clock here in the second quarter. You know, the most difficult thing that Gonzalez has had tonight, it's the equipment. It's either having the mouthpiece in or getting the ball set up on the tee. He's struggling with the equipment tonight, but the foot looks great. And there's a kick, another high kick, drives down to the 4-yard line, taken by Cucci, looking for the wedge out there. And he's got a little bit of a crease, but he's tackled there. And that's number 12 out there making the tackle. And And Wells involved in the tackle. 14 on the tackle. 14. Let's see.
Tyler get on that tackle?
14 is going to be Xavier Walker.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So pretty good coverage there by the Palmetto kick defending team. And now Lakewood Ranch is going to have this one. And they're going to start here just about the 24-yard line. Now we've got Crawford playing cornerback over there. Reese Lyons is dropping into covering the flanker out there. Ooh, big hit by Charles Miller. And that time Thoreau had the ball coming out there.
Yeah, they're just loading the box up, gentlemen, and they can't even execute the dive.
Well, I mean,
because they can't throw the ball.
No, and there's no reason to. You can single man up on the receivers. You know that they're not going to be able to throw, and you can just stack that box. And I think the defensive line has finally realized that they can dominate.
But it's good to see Davis back there. He was injured on that last possession. He's there, and this time he hands it to throw again. And Charles Miller is right there along with Bembry down there below. So, again, great play by the Palmetto defense, and that's going to bring up a 3rd and 10.
Yeah, we ought to see how many they're putting in the box, just daring them to. They'll probably pass now because it's obvious passing situation, but Coach Gucci can bring the house if he wants to.
Now Davis looks it over. They're going to go double wing back there, single back, only one receiver out there. And that's
offside,
false start.
False start on.
We've got 9 in the box.
Hey, man, he's thinking, I need to get off of here as quick as I can.
Yes,
and get
I got to block
right.
2 people.
So that's going to be 2nd and 15 on their really tough situation here. And it's 2nd on the marker out there. It's third down now. I flipped it over there. Sorry about that. 3rd down and 15. I usually go by the marker versus the scoreboard. And good pick up there, Ken. Now Davis looks, gets a little roll out there. The ball's thrown high. Crawford in coverage. That's going to bring up another punting situation.
And if he had made the catch, they still would have been short. But they were all over it. Playing single man, 8 in the box, and in the house. Another 3 and out. Have they made it across the 50? I don't think they have.
So Travis Freeman is going back there to punt. Here in the county, he probably has the most punting yardage of total
yardage. Yes,
in the county. And now that time he gets out a little bit better punt, and it's going to be right at midfield down there by Thoreau. So it'll be Palmetto Tigers ball at the 50.
Yeah, Kenny, I think the closest they've come to midfield is when we had the pass interference call on Derek Marino, and that was the closest they got up to this point.
So another short field for the Tigers.
See what we're going to come out there with the Palmetto Tigers with a 34-0 lead, 8 minutes and 38 seconds. Johnny Jones is out there. Interesting wrinkle here. Sajel Hickson is out there in the flanker receiver position out there with Wester and Curtis Thomas, the magic man, wide. So they throw it out to Thomas. He's the magic man. Here he goes. He's at the 40, and he's at the running hard, big tackle, but he's all the way to the 34-yard line. And
he was just carrying players with him, man, and he was still moving his feet.
And they were trying to knock it out, too, holding on for his life.
And one thing, old Sajel, he can play running back. We've seen him force fumbles on kickoffs. And throwing some blocks out there, too, out of the flanker position, out of a receiver slot. Sajel is a very talented football player. This time it's going out there to Sajel Hickson. He's got the ball, and he somehow stays on his feet, lunges forward for about a 9-yard gain. Watch this one on the replay. Watch
he
how
about faked himself out.
His knee is so low to the ground. Yes. He does a power squat here at about 10 miles an hour. It's kind of crazy. Check it out.
Oh. He is so stinking low to the ground.
That's
wow.
nuts.
There's not much to hit.
And now Marino looks, throws it out there, and that's a jump ball out there intended for Mays out there wide, 50-50 ball. I like that.
That was good coverage.
Good call.
Yeah,
Good
coverage
call.
on the Mustangs there. That corner was in the right spot and able to get some hands on that ball and knock it away. Because Kobe, you got to be on top of him. He's going to come over and get that.
Now, Kenny's going to struggle with this because it's going to sound math funny, but on a 50-50 ball, Kobe has much more than a half 50% chance of catching
3
it.
to 1, huh? It's got a 3 out of 4.
Why wouldn't you call that a 66 and 33 ball?
Yes.
I'm going to go 75-25.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably what you got. And going out there again and then squaring up and spotting up, posting up back there was Johnny Jones. So really tried the same type of route out there. Now it brings up a 3rd and 10.
Third down to the Tigers.
Yeah, Kobe was a little upset on that one because he's wide open. He's standing there, throwing his arms up and trying to get Anthony to see him.
But don't all wide receivers do
Every
that?
single one of them.
They're always open. All you got to do is
That's
ask them.
7:36 on the clock with the incomplete pass. Now it brings up a 3rd and 10. Marino looks over the defense. Now he throws that receiver out there, and that's going to be Wester, and he goes in for the touchdown. That's that route that we see, have seen several times. Good blocking up front. We haven't mentioned him one time. The offensive line, of course tonight they're just dominating, but the offensive line really gives Anthony a lot of time to throw. A lot when we never talk about those guys. It's a great thing.
There wasn't. They were within not even within 6 feet of him.
Yeah, it's not very often where you see Anthony having to run to make a throw. He can stand in that pocket and deliver a good throw to his receivers, which is, why he's always on the mark. And
here we are. We're talking about the offensive line, which we never talk about, and then we're neglecting to talk about Wester, who last week, he had one throwing touchdown and a couple receiving, and he's just something else. Jonte Wester, he's a great speed receiver. He's a great returner, and we all know that he can play a little quarterback too, in a backup role. He's such a great player and just a speed player. And the offensive unit out here with the blocking up front and with time, the receiving group, and the emergence of Curtis Thomas also. It was a big, heavy hit when we lost David Burston, our 6'5",
Right.
very long receiver. But with the man up, you've seen Curtis Thomas just step right in there, and even depth behind those guys. So great play by the Palmetto Tiger receivers, and that's when you're having these games. 41 points. Now, Rick, here we have the kick, and I want you to take this one with us on this return, Rick Wells.
We've got that wasn't much of a call there because the return man from the Mustangs got pounded about 5 yards after the reception. So I don't even know. Did you pick up the number?
Mike Goff.
Okay.
Mike Goff.
Why am I
Was there any
not
doubt?
surprised?
There was no
that
doubt.
Was body on body.
Whew. Man, that
I'm
was
still vibrating from that one.
Hit.
Yeah, I'm wondering. I guess we're just going to keep the starters in until the start of the 3rd quarter. I still see basically the entire starting unit for the defense out there, except for Day Hill. They took Day Hill out. They put They put Raquan Crawford. He's in there now at corner for Day.
Bembry,
John
all
Bembry.
over that in the backfield. Looked like Bembry was the fullback waiting to take the
For the
inside
pitch,
handoff.
yes. I'm going to get that. I want another touchdown.
Wow, what a hit.
Just stood him up.
And he's got a little bit of a stinger on the shoulder. One thing with the equipment here at Lakewood Ranch, I was talking, Kenny and I were talking before the game, Ken and I were talking before the game, and they say they have the helmets with the sensors in them if there's a high impact. Tell us a little bit about what we were talking about there, Ken.
Well, there was a big media story earlier in the year with the new coach. They brought in these special football helmets that have sensors all through, and if you catch a big enough hit in a certain area, the sensors will go off in the helmet, but it also alerts the trainers and the doctors, hey, this person took a hit in the head, and they have to come out for the protocol. Concussion protocol.
And the middle field there is Matty Wyatt with the interception. Wyatt. He is at the 20, 10, cuts back, and he has the touchdown. Pick 6, Matty Wyatt.
What a play, Matty Wyatt. Look at that. Take that ball home.
Yeah, you get to keep that
put
one.
It on the mantle.
Oh, he gave it to the ref.
Look at Matty Wyatt.
That's class.
He just drops back in coverage, and it just happens to be
Check it
right
out.
there.
He jumps the route, guys.
Jumps the route, and then scampers, 25 yards. Nice block.
Nice little
using his
subtle
blocks.
cut.
Look at Rumpf out there throwing a key
Yes.
block. William Rumpf out there looking like an offensive guard.
Those defensive guys out there blocking for each other. That's
How about
awesome.
that? So Rumpf with the key block after the Matty Wyatt reception. Palmetto Tigers lead this one 47-0. The kick is up, and it is good. 6 minutes and 13 seconds remain here in the second quarter. So, obviously,
I think, it's probably time, guys. Start mixing this up and getting those second string players in there, and it's already
after the water
blowout.
break.
Yeah.
After the water break,
it's time. It's time. And there's two reasons. First of all, you want to give them that playing time, give them that experience, but you also want to make sure that none of these starters get hurt. Some freak play. We're going to need them. Obviously,
the little bit of run here at the end of the season.
Yeah, it's 48-0, so this game is out of hand already.
Yeah, this district with the 6 teams, you've got 3 teams that are top 15 tier in 7A, and then the other 3 have to play those teams, and it's a struggle. So they play. I think they play Venice next week or Braden River.
No, Braden River next week.
They play Braden River next week.
That's
we've had to deal with that, playing Braden River and then having to play Venice.
Right.
It's not fun. Not even for the Tigers.
They know. For 2 weeks, they got tough and tough. Right? There's nothing easy.
There we go, and Gonzalez kicks this one off near the sideline. That's a nice placement of the kick. Good for the coverage team, and that's going to be down at about the 10-yard line. So great kick by Gonzalez. And get a kick out of good service. Don't forget our good friends at DeVito's. Tom, John, Vincent, I hope I don't miss you tonight with one of the advertisements there, but wow, you guys are getting a lot of play. DeVito's Auto in Ellington.
And they have pulled the starters, guys. All except for John Wester.
So senior John Wester is out there. And so this could get interesting.
This will be fun to call a game. This will be good.
And now John Wester has come out.
Well, somebody's listening to the broadcast.
Well, it just makes sense.
It does.
Coach Marino is all about respect, and he knows that this game is over. No disrespect to Lakewood Ranch, but now it's time to let this second unit get in here and
build some depth
and give them the opportunity to make some plays. Look, we don't want to get scored on. We want the goose egg, and now they got to secure that. This defensive unit here has got to make sure that Lakewood Ranch does not score.
All right, so shuffling the deck a little bit. I see Tony Stinson out there. Now Rumpf is out there. So we do have Rumpf out.
All right, so he stayed.
So Rumpf is out there. We've got, is it Acevedo? And Cummings is out there. And single high safety back there. Now they're coming off the goal line, running the option. The quarterback, Davis, keeps it. Here comes, ooh, that was a tough tackle there. And that's number 14 coming up to make the tackle, and that's Lazavian Walker. So 5 minutes and 50 seconds here. Clock winding down in this second quarter. Mustangs with Davis under center this time. Throw in the backfield. 2 receivers out there to the left, 1 single out here to the right. Runs the option left. This time he chooses to keep it, and good defense there by a host of Tigers. Rump was involved in the play and had to be several Tigers there. Number 31 involved in the action.
Yeah, so we've got Gabe Avedano, who's playing linebacker now. You got you're gonna have Braden Nickel in there.
Quarterback hand. Oh, big hit. Check this one out on the TigerVision presented by Conley Buick. Actually, the North Manatee Realty replay. And I would bet that there's going to be a concussion sensor going off in the helmet on that one.
Yes, the dive back and trying to get that first down the quickest way, and but he's met.
I tell you what, if the sensor didn't go off on that one, you probably need a new battery in that thing.
A personal foul. I don't know what that was.
Huh?
First down.
It was on Lakewood Ranch.
Yeah,
they're pushing him back.
So had to be hands to the face or something on that nature. I saw the personal foul from the referee, but then I didn't see a hands. I didn't see the personal foul on the play. 4 minutes 42 seconds. Davis has this under center. Comes out of there. Nobody home. Palmetto Tiger defense doing a very solid drop. You know what? We haven't seen any drop-off with this the second unit that's coming to the game.
They're pinning their ears back just like the first team, just daring them to try to throw the ball and run the option. We know we're quicker than they are, so they're just all over it.
Acevedo's out there to the right. Tyler Wells out here in coverage on the left. Nickel creeping up here. I look for Nickel to make a play here on the backside. And quarterback keeps it this time, and he's going for a first down on the play.
Nice run.
Yeah, nice run.
That might be their biggest gain of the night, but big. Was that third down they did that, or was it second? I forget. Doesn't matter. It's a first down anyway.
Yeah, I thought they had a personal foul and backed him up.
I'm not really sure what happened on that play.
The marker, that that didn't make any sense there. A personal foul should have backed him up, and we should have been looking at maybe I'm not real sure there either, Rick. 3 minutes and 52 seconds. Davis has it, looks it out. Look at there. Oh, my goodness.
That's Braden Nickel. Almost got him a pick there. Good job by him to break it up. And what I like about this is you continue to see the speed. Even with the second unit, you see the athleticism, you see the speed. A lot of these kids, are from the JV unit. They're juniors now. They play together. And
I like that he was in his spot where he was supposed to be on the call and making the play.
Comes up with the option. Oh, there's Nickel coming up. And good discipline over there by the left side of the Palmetto defense. So that only goes for about a yard gain. So that's bringing up a third and about 9. 3 minutes and 32 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Palmetto Tigers leading this one 48-0. Tigers creeping up. Don't jump off sides. That's Davion Cummings coming up there. Here comes Kendall Reynolds. And that's an incomplete pass. Kendall loves to come up there as the clock is winding down. And we'd like to see Kendall, make some plays here. Kendall back in the 'cause it had really closed the season very strong last year.
You took it off,
and we look for good
Cassie.
things out of Kendall Reynolds back in that Mike linebacker position.
Yeah, Kendall's been fighting a couple of little nagging injuries. I know his ankle was bothering him. He's kind of finally getting over that, and we know the power that he has and how he loves to lay the hammer down, buddy.
Now the punter.
Another
It's
fake.
another fake and big hit there after the dropped incompletion. I
There's
love it.
another hit by Lazavian Walker, and that kid is probably thinking, you know what? I'd already dropped the pass, and I still got nailed. I already messed up the whole play.
That's why you might as well catch it, because they're going to hit you.
Yeah, it looked just like a little pop pass
Yeah.
to the from the up back. Again, I like the call and the boldness. They have nothing to lose
Yeah, why
here.
not, Kenny,
Why
right?
not?
Yeah.
They had the first down.
Here
They're
we
gonna have
go.
a running clock.
Yeah,
Look
just
at
a
this.
little pop pass.
Great.
And you got to catch it and hold on there, but he got hammered.
I tell you, if he would have caught that, he was going to be right at that marker.
Yes.
Yeah, he was going to get it. He was going to get it on the hit. And great work by the director tonight, which is Kevin Osborne down there finding
All
that
right.
replay for us.
Kevin.
Thanks, Kevin. Marino looks, throws a little out there. There's Kobe Mays back into the game, and he's going to go for a first down and
coming
more,
back.
and it's going to come back.
Oh,
Kobe
my
Mays
goodness.
will not be denied. He got into the end zone, but that's coming back.
Oh, now we're going
Another
to
flag.
have offsetting because we're going to have a unsportsmanlike on.
3 flags in the same.
Yeah, it's
Let's see.
very colorful down there.
25 yards of movement here.
Where
Look at
is
this.
the flag? If you look, Ethan Ingram was just blowing somebody up there.
That's blow-ups are legal.
What? But I thought that was clean as being out there on the edge.
But after that, then we have an unsportsmanlike on Lakewood Ranch.
Kobe, that was a 25-yard completion, 24 yards after the catch. Unbelievable.
And what a run by Kobe Mays after that's your yaks. That's your yards after catch. Kobe Mays, big yaks on that play.
Yeah, so I think everything's going to be offsetting. You're just going to go right back here, 1st and 10. Kobe was like, I need my touchdown. He was fighting for it.
He got in there. He made it all the way across the goal line on that.
He's going to be very upset.
So 2 minutes and 44 seconds. And Tom, you saw a look at that block down there. That was clean, wasn't it?
Actually, I didn't see the block. I was too busy watching Kobe just running through about 6 tackles there.
Okay, Tom.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah, that was amazing. Thank you for that sideline delivery from Rico's Pizza, now with a convenient location on 8th Avenue in Palmetto. Marino looking around in the backfield. We have fault, illegal motion there. That's number 35.
Okay, I'm looking at the scoreboard. It says 2nd and 18.
Maybe now.
So
Looks maybe now across the field.
Yeah.
Isn't that about right?
I guess it is about right. I'm like Tom. I'm watching everything but the game. I think I'm missing stuff here.
And that was Tyrell Lee back there in the backfield. And now changing things up. You've got Kobe Mays out here wide. Sajel Hickson now comes in motion right to left, and he's in a slot position. I like a wheel out of this position to Hickson. So Marino looks, steps up, and he's going to run this one. And stay safe, Anthony. He's going to the 2-yard line, touchdown. Good blocking out there. No flags on the play.
And ran in untouched. Great, great run.
Yeah, great run. First time he's run the ball tonight. And quite effective.
Yeah, very nice run. Get him out of there, Coach.
Yes. So that
looked
was
good.
a 40-yard run. Nice.
Nice cut.
Showed a
And
little speed there.
Just outran everybody to the end zone. Anthony's got good speed.
I was looking at his huddle today. He's a 4.7.
Oh,
4.72. Not
Good
bad.
speed.
Yeah.
The Sarasota Tribune did a great story.
Oh, that was
on
a
Anthony.
great story. Yes, it was.
And the kick is up and good.
He's doing all the things off the field the right way to be the best quarterback he can be, bar none. It was a great story.
He comes from a great family. He's him and Derek both are just good young men, and I know that Coach and and Mama are very proud of those boys because they are they're going to be community-minded men. Whenever they come back, whenever it's all over, they get out of school, you know they're going to be giving back to this community.
That's fantastic. Always welcome in Palmetto. And, you know, one thing about Palmetto this year, with the one town, one team slogan and the involvement of the community, with the IPFAM, I Pay $5 a month, with the booster club coming up to stepping up to the table, and so many great things happening. You can feel that cohesive is a bond in the community, and it's a lot of fun because it's not just about football, it's about Palmetto High School, and it has been so fun. It reminds me of those years when Palmetto was winning state championship in baseball and football and going to playoffs, and it's been a very fun year, and a great job by Bill Britt and the Boosters Club. You know, and the boosters, the things that you do on the boosters with our Palmetto Booster, it goes for all athletics at Palmetto High School, not just the football team. Gonzalez is going to kick this one off. Get a great kick out, a good service from our friends at DeVito's. There was no fair catch there, but they
better touch him down. Yes.
Yeah, there you go. So a heads-up play by the Palmetto defender.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Woo. That's Cucci coming up there, and it was a short kick. Player fielded it.
Yeah, number 35.
Ooh, that was a dangerous play.
And he just kind of stood there and
looked
like, hey, I don't know what to do. Please don't hit me.
And then waits, and then all of a sudden it's going to scamper off for a touchdown.
Man,
trick plays.
Yeah, there you go, Kenny. You got to be careful.
Got it. Well, we've seen 2 fake punts already.
That was a dangerous looking play, though. I mean, you got to be pretty bold to not
yes.
do a fair catch and just stand there. Wow.
Right.
It's getting near Halloween, and that was spooky. Oh, there's a little bubble out there, and it's going to be a nice gain of about 6 yards on the play. So nice little wrinkle there by the Lakewood Ranch.
Yeah, so that outside linebacker, though, he's got to be a weak safety, whatever you want to call him. He's got to be over there. I mean, that's a formation that they have run several times here, and you got to be on top of that.
And that Rory Atkins, he likes hanging out and disappearing over there on that sideline. We've seen him on the sleeper play, on the fake punt, and Rory's having a pretty good game tonight for Lakewood Ranch. Now they throw it out there, goes down low to the ground to catch that one. Great catch, but only about a half a yard gain on the play.
Yeah, we run those plays for 50, 175 yards and score touchdowns.
That speed that we have.
It's the speed, and the quarterback being able to throw vertical too helps. You know, this is about as much as they can handle with the pass rush.
All right, now 55 seconds on the clock. Lakewood Ranch trying to put some points on the board before the half, and very good job. Quarterback keeps it. Very good discipline by the Palmetto defense. That brings up a 4th down. So your Tigers way out in front in this one. 38 seconds left on the clock. 55-0. Lakewood Ranch in no hurry. They're going to just let this one wind down.
They're going to try to run another play here on 4th and 6.
Why not? Why not? Get it in the air as the clock expires. Maybe we make a play. Big receiver out here wide. Thero in the backfield along with Davis. Well, it's got to be getting close to a delay of game here.
They're going to have to hurry up. Are they
Five,
just going to let it run?
3, 2, 1. And that's the end of the half there. Your Palmetto Tigers lead this one. Double nickels on that beautiful white light board over there. 55-0 over the Lakewood Ranch Mustangs.
So, guys, this is really what we expected. You don't know until they start playing. You got to make sure that your team comes out and they are ready to play. We always talk about that sleeper game, but they definitely are not asleep tonight. They have come out. They have dominated. They have done everything that they could do. They have scored every way they can possibly score, except for special teams. And so I think you're just basically you're going to have the running clock. You come out here in the second half. You have the reserve players in here, and a short night.
Well, it's time for the Palmetto Tiger defense. You know, you've got a lineman with a scoop and score, and you've got a linebacker with a pick six. It's time for the secondary to do something, right, Ken?
Well, yeah, I guess if anything, the secondary doesn't have somebody from the secondary needs to get a score to go for the trifecta.
Somebody's going to have to throw it.
You got
so
to throw
the
it
secondary
downfield.
can make a play. That's the only thing they're lacking.
Unless they intercept the bubble screen or something. But
right.
Yeah, but all facets of the program is clicking on all cylinders and. Night.
All right, so, you know, we're going to get some halftime statistics here as we approach the Richardson Stenton Roofing halftime report. And now heading over there, Bill Britt is headed over to the TigerVision. It would be our field side location there. He's over there talking with Tom, and I see Brooke Corbin, the coach, over there. So they're talking things over, trying to set things up tonight. And but we welcome you to the Richardson Stenton halftime show. Halftime stats here as we go into the halftime show. 55-0, your Palmetto Tigers lead. 149 yards rushing, 224 yards passing, 373 total yards there. And that doesn't include the defensive scores, you know, of course, but the rushing for Lakewood Ranch, 42 yards rushing, 7 passing for a total of 49 total yards. So that's provided by Stephen Johnson in our TigerVision Atlanta studio. Now let's break it to the Richardson Stenton Roofing halftime.
porta potty, someone threw it in there.
for. Okay.
Hopefully not.
Tiger fans. I want to welcome you to the Richardson-Stenton halftime report. We had an awesome first half here. Tigers came out firing on all cylinders offensively, just doing what we've done all year. Offense, no surprise. Defense, 2 weeks ago before the bye week, the coaches, the defensive coaches, Coach Cucci and the guys made some defensive adjustments, and what a difference it made against the team 2 weeks ago. And then now tonight, we've had many turnovers, 2 interceptions for touchdowns. We almost had another one there in the end of the second quarter there by the second string defense, which is pretty awesome to see. Great class by Coach Marino, putting in the reserves early. I think there were 6 minutes left in the second quarter. You don't want to pull your team out too soon. You want to get a full game in, but you also don't want to demoralize the kids. So, it was a great first half. Jen, your hair looks very nice today. I just want to point that out. She was taking some time to primp a little bit for about 10 minutes before we got started. A little humid. Actually, I did a report about it not being humid tonight because it's very nice. But again, this is the Richardson-Stenton halftime report, one of our great sponsors. With us tonight, we have Rachel Kinzier. Rachel is an ACE with the ACE Parent Alliance from Palmetto. We all know that Palmetto High School is the only school in Manatee County that offers the ACE program. A great opportunity for our students. And why don't you talk to us a little bit about this ACE Parent Alliance?
The ACE Parent Alliance is a group that's set up to advocate and support our ACE teachers, students, and the entire program. And so ACE is the Cambridge program, and it's the honors program here at Palmetto High. And it is set apart from the other honors programs like IB and AP and dual enrollment. And so we're here to just advocate for and support our ACE students and their teachers.
Actually, I want to make sure your microphone's on real quick because I'm not sure they got any of that. So that was a great practice run. Why don't you go ahead and hit it again?
That's hilarious. Hi, I'm Rachel Kinzier with the ACE Parent Alliance. So the ACE Parent Alliance is a group of parents that was born last year after some planning, and we came out for the ACE Parent in December last year. And what we are a group of parents that are here to support the ACE students and the teachers. The ACE program is the honors program, much like the IB or AP programs in dual enrollment, but ACE is different and it's set apart in so many different ways that is just very unique, a unique honors program.
Well, we were talking before we went on air here. My son actually was in the ACE program for a couple years, and I really didn't know what it offered to my child and what it offered to us as a family. I ended up pulling him out, put him in dual enrollment because of the lack of knowledge. Not that anybody really failed in that situation, but to have this alliance really would help the parents learn more about the program and what a great program it is for our kids.
It is, and so what we're trying to do is reach out to our parents and our incoming parents, especially our new ones, but we are kind of in the infancy kind of stages. This program's only been around for 7-8 years. It really is it's still new, yes, and Buffalo Creek has a program called the Cambridge program, which kind of is that precursor honors program to feed into Palmetto High and the ACE program. And so ACE has the ability to have kids earn their ACE diploma by passing 7, they call them papers, they're really tests, but they pass these papers, and if you pass all 7, you earn the ACE diploma. That ACE diploma is the only way that guarantees full bright futures, and that's the difference. IB has a program that's fantastic, AP is fantastic, but the ACE program, if you pass those 7 papers, you're guaranteed bright futures, and that's huge. That's huge.
That's right.
Yeah.
Jen Albritton had to work on that. Jen has been doing a segment for us here at the halftime. What's good at Palmetto? We've been talking about one team, one town. What's going on in our town?
Well, I can tell you we really felt the one team, one town effect kick in full effect today. It was our first kind of kickoff of homecoming. It was class day, and it was really cool to see all the kids decked out head to toe in their class color. Little silent rivalries going on, but it was very, very neat to see. So energy was very high on campus, and then tomorrow night, of course, we have the homecoming dance. All the glitter and glitz. The kids, that was the talk of the town definitely this week. This week coming up, we had some good deals in sports this week. We had our girls volleyball team. They had a nice win over Bayshore. It was also their senior night, which is always a little bittersweet. They celebrate the accomplishments of the seniors of the volleyball team. But it's kind of the last home game and the last hurrah for them. So that's always fun to watch. Our girls golf team had a win. No, excuse me, they didn't quite pull off that last match, but they are playing at the Lakewood Ranch National Golf Course this Monday in the district tournament. The boys had a good win. They had the boys golf team beat Booker. They're also playing in their district match this Monday. We have lots of talented men golfers this year. And also going back to academics, we have our AVID, which is for us another program that the school offers. It is more of a college readiness program. They are going, I think it's next week that I have noted here, they're visiting the Tampa Bay Bucks Career Day.
Oh, wow.
So that's super
great.
exciting for them. And then we also, let's celebrate our student of the month for AVID. That's Madeline Hume, which is huge. She's the sweetest. Yes, one of my favorites too. She's a freshman, and also our math teacher for the AVID Teacher of the Month, Mr. Kofer.
That's
So
great.
some good stuff.
A lot
for
of
the
good
week.
things going on.
Yes,
in
always.
Also, I went to the freshman football game on Wednesday.
Oh,
They
yeah.
won.
Yes.
And I didn't go to the JV game, but I heard from Coach Hansen tonight that they pulled off the win against Manatee.
It was amazing.
I heard it was a great game.
I don't mind saying,
Why don't you give us a little commentary on
as
that?
a Manatee alumni, I still thought it was amazing.
We won't hold that against you.
Don't hold it against me. I bleed red, black, and white now, hands down, I do. But it was really amazing, and it did go to the very end, and we were up by, I think it was 5, and they were just about to score and threw an interception, like seconds left. So it really was.
Just hung in there for the
win. It
win.
was really cool. Yeah, it was very,
That's
very
pretty
cool.
great.
Yeah.
A lot of great things going on, athletics, academics. Palmetto continues to amaze us. Again, we talk about the one town, one team, and all the things we got going on in home game. Next week we have homecoming. We're hoping that all the alumni and all the Tiger fans will come out and support. Homecoming is an important thing for the kids, and not just the kids playing on the field, for all the kids. We usually have a pretty good turnout, so we'd love to see you guys down at the field, partake of our what's the booster section? What are they calling it now? The hospitality. Hickory Hollow hospitality section down there. Bill Britt's been heading that up, and he's doing a great job. We want to see that thing packed. We want to see the stands packed, and we want to see the Tigers getting a lot of support on the field. So appreciate you guys joining us tonight. And
Thank you.
You know,
Thanks.
It was nice talking to you.
I would like to invite any other parents who would like to come to the ACE Parent Alliance. Our next meeting is November 5th. We're right after the SAC meeting in the Media Center at 7 o'clock, and we would invite anybody who's interested.
All right, I think that means we're done. So we're going to kick it back to the booth. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you very much, Tom Porter. And here we're about 2 minutes and 45 seconds away from kickoff. And the Palmetto Tigers have dominated this game 55-0 here at the halftime break. Really going to see a lot of new faces on the field. And so, you know, Rick, your impression of the first half, you know, the defensive score's great and the offense looking sharp.
I just think that you know, we have performed the way we should perform in this game tonight, and we have obviously dominated at all levels. The defense has just been, you know, disruptive and dynamic, and has really taken advantage of the size difference of this Mustang team. So, you know, really, once again, I think that second unit will be out here for the remainder of the second half. It will be a running clock, obviously, and we will just try to, you know, get through this game without any injuries and get back to practice on Monday and start preparing for Northport. And I think Northport worries me more than anything when it comes to the sleeper game. I do think that they have some talented players over there, even though a lot of them are stolen by Venice. But I do think that that's going to be a tougher opponent. So, you know, I look for them to get out of here tonight and really practice and get back into the groove. You can get out of focus when you know that you've got these teams that you should dominate. And even though they should dominate Northport, it's still going to be a harder task.
Yes, Northport, I believe, has handled both of the Sarasota and Lakewood Ranch already, or they will. Yeah, next week will be the big challenge, and then getting through that, and then getting ready for a very, very tough match where everything's going to have to click on all cylinders. So now's the time to work that out, build their depth, and look at some of these other players where they can fit them in, and get out of here healthy and get ready for next week.
All right, Ken, so why don't you, since you're always ahead of things as far as, when it gets into playoffs and things like that, why don't you describe the running clock and what we're going to see here in the second half?
Well, that's basically a running clock.
Yeah, let me help you out, Kenny.
It just doesn't stop.
The clock never stops.
It doesn't stop unless there's
a timeout.
A timeout, not even after a touchdown.
Or an injury.
An injury might stop.
Or a penalty.
It doesn't stop, I don't believe. Does it stop for penalties?
That's why I was asking Ken.
Kenny, do you know if it stops for penalties? Can you please elaborate?
I don't know. You guys got me on this one.
All I know is it's really, really fast, so
yes.
Looking at it, we'll be home back in beautiful Palmetto across that Manatee River here very soon here.
Hey, real quick, guys, before we get started, just want to, send our thoughts and prayers out to our neighbors in Panama City and the entire Panhandle that were affected by the Hurricane Michael here. It was, as you can tell, it's devastated that area. And I want our listeners to know that the Manatee County Sheriff's Office will be accepting donations that we will be delivering to the Panhandle hopefully sometime next week. And you can check our Facebook if you're on the neighborhood websites, our MSO website, but we're open all day. We have personnel there accepting donations to help out those that have lost everything.
What I was glad to see was some of our local firefighters and paramedics going. I saw some on Facebook where they were heading to Gulf County and some of those areas that were hit as well, to find out where they can help. So great to see our community supporting our fellow Floridians up in the Panhandle.
And that's something I'll certainly do. And that now, where do I find that information?
You can find it on our MSO Facebook page. You can find it on our MSO webpage. Nextdoor, if you have Nextdoor, the app that we use, it's on there. Or you can just call 747-3011 for more information.
Okay.
Very good.
Yeah, I want to do that. I'll be sure to wind that one back as I watch the game a little later on. And thank you for that information here tonight, Rick. And here comes the kick. And get a kick out, a good service. And we're going to open up the third quarter here. Back to return this one. Two returners back there. This one's a short pooch kick. Right over the head of Derek Marino. Now collected there. And it's Wester trying to find that corner. And he is out of bounds at the 20-yard line.
We have a very late flag. Like a day and a half late.
One thing, if you notice here with the Lakewood Ranch players, they're wearing pink gear out there because it's Breast Cancer Awareness Night. And I was talking to the linebacker that they have out there, number 20, would be Drew Mitz. I was talking to his dad prior to the game today. And the boosters there for Lakewood Ranch, they actually paint the field here, and it's a beautiful job. What they've done, they made out the stencils. Not just the beautiful Mustang on the middle of the field, but they have your breast awareness ribbons, and it's really a classic look tonight. And tonight is a big night here, and they're raising funds for breast awareness here. But the players are out there, and they're all got the pink socks on, and so a big night here, and another very serious cause here in the community here in Lakewood Ranch is rallying around the cause. New quarterback into the game, and that's going to be a handoff to the back. Just continues to explode around the edge for a big first down, a gain of about 23 on the play. Now,
that new quarterback would be Diego Cantu, number 32.
Diego Cantu, the running back there, Tom.
Saw him warming up in the game earlier, pregame, like he's throwing passes. It's a running back.
Diego Cantu. Yeah, he looked pretty good throwing the ball prior to the game. And the running back out there, Tom.
He was the JV quarterback, actually, earlier this year.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Did a good job down there.
And now handoff in the back this time goes for about 23 yards less on his second carry, and that's number 35, and that's going to be Lee, I believe, Tyrell Lee. And he still picked up a yard on the play.
So we have just all the reserve players out here now. We've got Jonathan West on the line. We've got, just a lot of that young talent that's come up out here getting the time, get some experience, and getting an opportunity to play tonight.
Diego looks, and he throws a little slant there. It's behind his receiver, number 87. Now we're going to play a game called Stump the Chump. Hey, Tom Porter down there on the sideline, number 87. Who's that?
Every number that we don't have.
That's a Bobby Joe Johnson, I believe it is. I have no idea. I don't have my little sleeve on, as you can see tonight. So.
No sleeve.
I'm prepared.
It's a district game.
Highly disappointed, Tom. Highly disappointed.
Oh, man.
You clean up well. You look beautiful on your halftime segment.
He doesn't look like a standard wide receiver, I'll say that.
I got you. Looks more like a tight end out there. And now Diego looks and he hands the ball off. Nice cut there by Lee. And then he gets it all the way past the first down, picks up the first down on the play. And you can see some blocking down there. Number 75 down there, a good 10 yards down the field throwing a block. And number 75 is Lee Matthews still out. No, 73. That was Jonathan West.
Jonathan West.
Killing somebody about 10, making a fine block 10 yards down the field.
Playing left tackle like his big brother.
That's the way to do it. Blocking until the whistle blows was West out of that left tackle position. Diego looks, hands it off. Nice feed by Lee, and he's going to go for 6.
So that's the entire
JV, basically.
Second squad, right? That's the reserve players and come out, and they dominated the defensive front of Lakewood Ranch. And
just a dive up the middle on the left side and nice hole.
Here's another young tailback.
That's number 20, which is Zaquani Hughes. All right, so that was not Tyrell Lee. That was Zaquani Hughes, number 20. Now, Zaquani, you got the back of that jersey. Pull that thing down a little bit so we can see your numbers next time.
So we can call it on call your name on TigerVision.
Now the kick is up and good. And that's going to be it's Gonzalez out there. I guess, did Pineda go down and play in the JV game last night?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. That's why we went for 2 earlier, right, guys?
Exactly.
Okay.
That's yeah.
Yeah.
We went through that last year. The JV team actually lost their kicker, Gonzalez, when Freddie went down. So Gonzalez came up, and he's never come down.
Remember that?
Yeah, and that was a huge game against Lake Gibson, where we went to Lake Gibson, and Gonzalez was kicking, and he did a great job, and that was, I think, a heavily favored Gibson team at the time 2 years ago, and the Tigers came up with a big win. So now your Palmetto Tigers lead this one 62-0 with 6 minutes and 26 seconds left on the clock here in the third quarter.
It's almost time for the water break.
You have that time as well? When do they do the water break?
Usually halfway through the quarter.
Okay.
So maybe after this kickoff. Maybe they'll stop the clock for that. I don't know.
Yes, 62-6 with 6:06 on the clock here. Oh, now get a kick out of good service with DeVito's Auto. Gonzalez drives this one high, and it's going to be returned there. And on the return, it's Cucci. Oh, ball's out, and it's recovered by the Tigers. So a nice hit on the play.
That was a huge
That was a big hit. Let's wind this one back. It happened so fast in the middle of the field. Let's see who comes up with this big stick. Watch this hit. They got a wedge set up. And poking right through there.
Came around and hooked him on the front
and
to knock the ball.
14 is making some plays.
Yes, he is.
That's Xavier Walker again.
Walker has had some hits out here, and then he comes.
He's making a name for himself. Good for him.
He is in the last 2 series. He has been shining out here. Hard hits, big time play. Now Palmetto Tigers have it. And, you know, the Tigers haven't had much action from the Superior Asphalt red zone tonight. Everything's come in from just beyond the red zone, the scoring plays. So still looking to get into that Superior Asphalt red zone. 5:29 on the clock here, third quarter. Stop during the water break. Do they stop the clock during the water break? Well, there's your answer. Yes, they do. Sajel Hickson in motion. Handoff, Diego to Hickson, cuts it inside and goes for a 9-yard gain on the play. Now there's a late flag coming in late. Probably caught one of the offensive linemen with perhaps a little extra. No, it's a
face mask.
Face mask, or hands to the face from the offensive line at the end of the play. So that's going to back us up.
Very few penalties tonight.
Yeah.
Anything that we've had, obviously it's been pretty easy to make up.
So the Palmetto Tigers trying to score again to extend the lead out to 69 here. It's 62-0, and Diego's in the backfield and looking out there. Nice job, good throw, great catch out there. Now that is a nice play there by number 81, and number 81 is Hayden Davis.
All right,
a good young receiver. He's very excited about that. Yeah, very excited about that catch. And these guys, I mean, they're out there. These younger JV players, they're practicing against the ones all week. The defense is going against the number 1 offense. The number 1 defense is going against the number 2 offense. I mean, they take some hits now, and they're playing with some talented players. So they come out here and take a little frustration out.
Diego rolls, throws it out there.
Ooh,
is that picked off?
Picked off.
Yes, and there's a flag, I think.
Ooh, big hit by an offensive lineman peeling back to make a huge stick. That was Ingram back there. Ingram came back in the game, number 60, and then he showed that.
I thought there wasn't. I thought there was a flag. I guess there wasn't.
I thought there was a flag too.
He's pulling it.
It also appears that
there's a flag right here on this sideline, guys, right over here about the 18.
Okay.
I think he's having a problem keeping it in his pocket.
Yeah, Diego just threw late and across his body, rolling to the right, and tried to make a play down the sideline.
Yeah, he stood down the receiver, and the guy jumped it. He was open. He just got there a little late.
Almost seemed like he had a little too much time there. He wasn't pressured. The play was breaking down, and as an immature quarterback, he doesn't know to get rid of the ball or run out of bounds. He just kind of trying to force it. So.
All right, so nowhere to go there. So now only 2 minutes and 26 seconds on the clock. And so with 2 minutes and 17 seconds on the clock, Palmetto Tigers with a huge 62-0 lead.
Davis under center, pitches it out.
That fumble.
Ball's loose.
Fumble of it, Brian.
Did we get it?
Yep, we got it.
All right, so Palmetto Tigers have the ball. Ball's down there. We're having in the press box, but it ball's at the 2-yard line, and Palmetto Tiger offense is getting on the field, and with a 62-0 lead, 1 minute and 32 seconds on the clock.
The one thing about running an option offense when you're behind, it doesn't look good, and and also a con running the option is losing fumbles like this on hits as you're pitching it. So
Well, especially when you're having a
when
difficult time and
when you
can't
have been
block.
hit all
Yeah.
night. Yes.
You can't block.
Yes.
You know that those big D linemen are coming in at you.
So now Palmetto gets Diego hands it off. That is easy sled and touchdown. That's 6 for Tyrell Lee for the touchdown.
Just a little off tackle there. Simple run.
Take a look at that. Good blocking out
Good
in front. Good
blocking.
block by Stinson out
Stinson
there.
there leading the way from the fullback position there.
Great job.
Yes.
And so easy sledding for Tyrell Lee on that. The Tigers now lead this one 68-0. Got the extra point coming on. And, Anthony Marino was out there as the holder on the extra point this late in the game. And there's the kick. It's up, and it is good. And that was Gonzalez once again is perfect.
I can't remember since we have been broadcasting Tiger football ever having a score this high. Can you?
No.
And I can't ever remember
Yeah.
in my lifetime scoring this many points.
We are rolling, so let's have one of our fine sponsors here. Speaking of rolling down the road, let's take it over to our Conley Buick GMC.
Hi, I'm Susan Conley, and I am a breast cancer survivor, and I take this personal. In 2015, I was diagnosed with triple-negative breast cancer. Grandmothers, mothers, and daughters are being diagnosed every day. This month, we are joining the fight against breast cancer and donating $100 for every vehicle sold. Join me and my family in the fight to defeat breast cancer. Conley Buick GMC, where we treat you like family.
Lakewood Ranch Regional Medical Center, Sarasota Orthopedic Associates, State College of Florida, SCF, and Doctors Hospital. If you would like to advertise your business on the video board or on one of the many banner locations, please contact Coach Simmons at 727-6100, extension 2199. Thank you. Gonzalez to pick off. Greg Smith and Coochie back deep.
Oh,
Good kick.
and Palmetto Tigers with a squib kick there. I think he just may have missed that. I don't think.
Well, he's probably tired.
Okay. The ball was coming off the tee. You're not going to You're not going to do an onside kick with a 69. 69.
There's a chart on whether they go for one or two. Maybe there's one out there.
There is not.
Dick Ramil invented about when to do an onside
When to
kick.
do an onside kick. It's right there
Yeah.
clearly on the chart. When you're a 69-point lead, that's the perfect opportunity.
Time. You might
Okay.
catch him off guard.
I'm pretty sure that the wind blew off the tee there. And speaking of wind and rain, and we had some high winds in the storm, which brings me to our great sponsor, Richardson Stinton Roofing. If that old roof was damaged, you need to give it up and you need to have a re-roof and get the new one on the house, because it's don't sit around there, with that leaking ceiling. Get that new roof. Re-roof from Stinton. There's a fumble on the play. So Richardson Stinton Roofing, our great sponsor. You see there, you bring up a great team like the guys at Richardson Stinton Roofing, and the Tigers make a great play. Now I'm going to turn it over to Bill Britt for a second. We got a special guest here in the booth with us. So Bill, I'm going to turn it over to you just for a second.
Hey, thanks, Brian. Hey, guys, you're doing a great job, and the Tigers are really rolling tonight. I just wanted to jump in for a minute because some of our booster activities on the sidelines, we've had a chance to meet some of the Lakewood Ranch people, and they're really great. They're doing a big promotion for breast cancer awareness tonight, and I happened to meet a group that is raising money for somebody here who has stage 4 breast cancer, and Her name is Mindy Mays. And Mindy, if you would, just tell everybody your friend's story and how anybody out there that's viewing can help.
Hey guys, I just wanted to share a brief story of Emily Rhodes. She is a personal friend of ours. She grew up with my son, and it's his sister. She's in her 30s, very early 30s, and was diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer. She has been fighting for over a year of an uphill battle of many chemotherapies, radiations, a double mastectomy, and she is still in the fight of her life. We are trying to help the family as much as we can, and we have set up a Facebook page called Save Second Base for Emily. It's kind of that catchy slogan of the baseball world, but we're truly trying to save second base for Emily. And if you go on Facebook and you look for that, you'll be able to find her and her story. It's very powerful. She served in the military. She has dedicated her life to helping others. She was a Florida State alumni. Just very wonderful girl and a wonderful family. And if you can do anything to help donate, we are selling the t-shirts that Save Second Base. So if you want to purchase a shirt, and all you guys will love that because we all want to save second base, visit us on Facebook and we'll be happy to help you out. T-shirts for sale, and support breast cancer awareness this month. Thank you.
Okay, Mindy, thanks for coming up here, and guys, thanks for giving her the opportunity. I felt really moved by that story at halftime when I was talking to Mindy, and I know all of our fans and anybody out there that's listening that is able to help or that breast cancer has touched their lives. If you feel moved, please help out, and thanks for all of that. And I'm looking at the Save Second Base for Emily, so she's giving a thumbs up for giving a shout out to her. So everybody's thoughts and prayers are with you, Emily, and thanks for coming on. Hey guys, great job tonight. Keep it up, and don't forget, everybody, homecoming's coming up next week. We got a lot of special stuff in store at the stadium through the Booster Club. Go to tigerforlife.org if you are interested in getting into the hospitality, or if you want to get involved in anything that we have planning. And with that plug, I'll turn it back over to you, Brian.
All right, thanks, Bill. Thank you very much for joining us. And how about those Palmetto Tiger boosters? Now the Palmetto Tigers, there's only 6 minutes and 53 seconds remaining on the clock here. Lots of new faces in there. And Sajal Hickson is going to be out here wide. Actually, he's in the slot position out here. Big number 87 out here wide.
They're just going to take a knee. Once again, Coach Marino being very respectful. This game is and has been out of control, 69-0. The defense, Lakewood Ranch went for it. Fourth and long, defense shut them down. So, there's no need to run another offensive play. And just bring the punt team out here now and let Lakewood Ranch get the ball back. It's just been a dominating game by this Tiger team, all facets of the game. Can't really say too much as we try to be respectful, but I mean, this is what the Tigers should have done, and you want to make sure that they come out and they're crisp and they're clean and they make the plays they're supposed to make. And
one good thing that I've seen over the last 2 weeks is they're starting early where they struggled early, so that's one takeaway so far in these two dress rehearsals, as I call them, because we're going to need to play 48 minutes next weekend against Venice.
Oh, nice defense there, and that was Acevino. Gabriel came up and nearly picked that one off. Is that Avendano, Rick? I've got the lights off here. We're not looking at our paper. Avendano.
I don't care if you can't see it. You're spot on.
Oh, right. The other name I did was a friend of mine 20 years ago. All right, 4 minutes and 45 seconds. He looks. Oh, and it's batted up there by Rumpf. Makes a fine play, and really Hayden Nickel was in fine coverage out there.
Yeah, Brady was good. He was a good spot. Tyler Wells had the receiver covered up. There's really nothing more Lakewood Ranch can do other than try to get a few plays in rhythm here. Maybe they hook up with somebody and at least get on the board. But that's not what we want.
That's not what we want. We want that.
Coach Cucci wouldn't mind. I think.
I think he would. Throws in the backfield back there. And there's a long out there. Coming up hard to close on that play was Wells, but he goes for about a 2-yard gain on the play. Boy, that was a long throw.
Long throw just to get 2 yards. You got to throw that thing down the field.
Guys, I love to see when we get the backups in here to see the coaches. They're still coaching as hard as they are if the starters were in there. Pat Cucci's run up and down the sideline screaming, grabbing guys, yelling at them, getting them in place. I love to see it.
Thank you for that Rico sideline delivery. Quarterback rolls to his right. There's going to be interception there. And there's number 14 again making plays, coming out there.
Goes.
And he's got it. Oh, and at the 45-yard line. And Lazavian Walker, man, is he making some plays.
He is making a name for himself.
Xavier is just making sure that his opportunity is not wasted here tonight. He's been all over the place. And, the first thing is he's where he needs to be. He's in position, right? And
that's one
makes
thing.
A great play.
That's one thing, Rick. You brought up a great point. I'm thinking these backups have been in there. They have played their assignments well, besides taking the best advantage of an opportunity here. They're playing they're doing what they're supposed to do out there, from what I can see.
Palmetto takes the lead on first down.
2 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in this one. Palmetto Tigers lead 69-0. A minute 54 on the clock. Clock is down to so now a minute and 19 seconds remaining on this one. Your Palmetto Tigers lead this one 69-0 here at Lakewood Ranch. And we kneel on that one. The clock is going to run down to 58 seconds here. And the Palmetto Tigers coming out with a big win tonight in conference play. And 42 seconds remaining on the clock. .28 seconds remaining on the clock. And as he kneels that one down, your Palmetto Tigers have the victory here, 69-0. Really tonight we had a lot of, early on in the game, the regulars, the offense, Johnny Jones and the team looked outstanding. And then in the second part of the game, we had some splash plays there by Bembry, and also Wyatt had an interception with a touchdown. And then to round things out, the play of Xavier Walker here in the fourth quarter, he was fantastic.
Yeah, we just basically had to try to do what we could do to get out of here tonight, and no one got hurt. We were really, I think we were expecting to win this game. I don't think that we were expecting to win 69-0. That's not, good at all. And we feel for Lakewood Ranch, and we know that they are really trying to, build this program back up, and they have a great coach, and eventually they will get there. And hopefully, players will stay here and bring this back up to the program that it used to be. And we just, we've been there, guys. Palmetto went through a lot of years where our talent was leaving to go to Manatee and other places. The district that we had at that point was different than what it is now, and so we just hope that we can go to welcome Northport next week and play a good game and get ready for Venice.
Yeah, absolutely. I think mission accomplished tonight for sure. Way over met our expectations, keeping everybody healthy. I liked how the backups played tonight. They played with intensity. We called some names we haven't called, and some kids have made quite a positive impression tonight. I think we get back at it. Get ready for Northport. They're going to be a much bigger challenge, but it'll be our third dress rehearsal before the big former state champion comes to town.
Yeah, now we're going to wrap this one up here briefly tonight. We might get a brief interview from Tom Porter from the sideline there with the coach. Okay, I'm not picking up Tom on the sideline here. Tom, are you able to hear us now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Coach is getting ready.
Okay, Coach is getting ready.
Take it in. All right, hey, listen. All right, we talked about it. It's a 4-game stretch to get to where we want to be. All right, we had a goal to be champions. All right, we're one more step closer. Okay, we have got to go back to work tomorrow. Okay, 8:30. Okay, learn from our mistakes, clean up a few things. All right, get our workout in, get ready to attack this next homecoming week. Remember, our job for homecoming is to win. Put up another W next week. Take that second step. Okay, it's a 4-step process to be a champ. Tomorrow's the second step. Tomorrow starts the second step. Congratulations, great job. Let's go, bring it up.
That way, Tiger way. Family on me, family on 3, 1, 2, 3. Family.
Hey guys, here with Coach Marino. Coach, first of all, I just want to say I appreciate, and I'm sure that the Venice coaches and staff appreciate the grace at the end there. Obviously, the onside kick was not intended to be an onside kick. I heard you telling the coach immediately, and keeping the band quiet as the team ran off. That's a classy move, and I really appreciate that. Talk about the offense tonight, and was there anything that you saw that needs to be worked on?
Well, offensively, we were pretty sharp. Defensively, down there in the goal line when we had to, our kicker had to come out, the 2-point conversion was a little disappointing that we got stuffed on that 2-point conversion. So, we'll look at that because those things are going to be crucial. Defensively, we have to clean up some things. The offsides, giving free 5 yards away, you can't do that. If we're going to win this championship against Venice, that'll kill us. Venice is a very disciplined football team, and we have to make sure that we are preparing a little bit better and being a little bit more disciplined.
Before the game, we talked about not looking past, obviously. I know you're not. We got Venice, Braden River both won pretty big tonight or are winning. How important is it to keep these kids focused again on Northport next week and not letting another district team come in and put a surprise on you?
Well, first of all, it's 4 games because if we were to win next week, if we were to beat Venice, we have to beat Charlotte because, we have to win out. If we win out, Venice wins out, Braden River wins out, we would all be 8-2. So it's not, there ain't going to be any celebrations. If we were to be able to win next week, if we were to be able to beat Venice, we still have to go right back to work and get ready for that final game. That's what the state of Florida wanted. They wanted exciting football, games that mattered from week 1 through week 10. And so that's what we're looking at. We came off our bye week with an intent to approach it 4 games to be champions, and we've only taken the first step. So we got to go back to work tomorrow and take that second step next week.
After every big win, I always ask you this, but how good is it to see the backups come in and perform the way they did?
Well, that's what we try to do here. We try to, love up all our kids. We coach up all our kids, and we really embody a team culture. And every one of our kids gets reps. Every one of our kids gets coached up, and they get opportunities to play. And when they go out there, it's a constant revolving door at certain positions. When those backups come in, they're showing that, hey, I could be a starter. And that's how we've made changes over the last few weeks. That's how Matty Wyatt was able to move the linebacker. That's how Davion Cummings was able to move in there and start at a down safety position. So that's a process. Ellison Bradley played really well tonight. So he's going to be pushing some guys for those 11 spots. We got about 17 guys on defense that are fighting for 11 spots. And so that competition is going to breed success, hopefully over these next 4 weeks. And if we're lucky enough to get in, and the playoffs as well.
All right, guys, I'm going to step away real quick for my brief interview there with Coach Marino. You heard him talking about the backups coming in and what a great job they did. And, again, I just want to reiterate the classiness by Coach Marino and the entire coaching staff at Palmetto. Just at the end when it's easy to rub it in, we didn't do that. So kudos to the coaching staff. Real quick, I'm going to grab the offensive defense coordinator together. We're going to do a brief one here. You guys just talk about the performance of the team tonight. Basically hitting on all cylinders.
Yeah, it was a good play. Great shutout for our defense, 2 in a row now. And then we did what we were supposed to do. Everyone got to play, and it was a good game.
Defense seems to be firing on all cylinders right now. You've made some changes, and that's what makes you a great coach, putting people in the right places. All of a sudden, like Coach Marino said, we've got like 16, 17 guys competing for starting spots on defense. These kids are showing up, some names we hadn't really heard before. So in offense, in practice, your offense against who wins?
It goes back and forth. It definitely makes us better. When we go when we go one-on-ones, it's coach is right. We go back and forth. So I think in the long run, it definitely makes our kids better. They get to compete, and it's good for us.
All right, coming up next week, Northport. Again, not known as a great team. How do you keep the kids focused this week and making sure they don't look too far ahead?
Every week's a playoff week. They know that. So it's a big game no matter who we play. And we got to win out. And that's our next goal, next step in the process is beating Northport.
All right, guys, keep it going. Good game. All right, guys, back to you.
All right, thanks very much. That sideline report from Tom Porter. I'm Brian Varnador. I'm here with Rick Wells and Ken Burton. We're going to wrap it up. Tonight's final score from Lakewood Ranch, your Palmetto High Tigers 69, Lakewood Ranch Mustang 0. We want to thank those #1 internet sport broadcast fans in the world, our viewers, for watching. Be sure to join us again Saturday, October 19th at home in the jungle at Harley Stadium as we face the Northport Bobcats. For those attending the game, be sure to wear your red shirts to get your fresh Palmetto Tiger gear. You can now shop on the www.palmettotigers.com page. Statistics tonight: Palmetto 69 points, 203 yards rushing, 244 yards passing, 447 total yards. Lakewood Ranch 43 rushing, 9 passing, and 52 total yards. Your Palmetto Tigers are big winners. My broadcast partners, Mr. Rick Wells, Ken Burton Jr., Tom Porter, and I, along with the production staff of TigerVision, presented by Conley Buick GMC via PalmettoTigers.com. Remind you, when it comes to great football, high school football in Manatee County, north of the river, it's all about one and only team. Your Palmetto Tigers, one town, one team, Tiger Nation. Stay safe and show that Tiger pride. We'll see you next week. Go Tigers.